Stories.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVay-Tellez is back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. How's your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
And then a lot of basketball. So there you go.
Yes.
Hey, and Hook 'em Horns, my Longhorn ladies. Woo! We're the big champs.
Yeah. So are you moved on from basketball now? And now that I know high school's done and everything, college is still going.
We
March
just love
Madness,
this time of the year. You know, I'm a softball player all my life. Love the Art Sandoval's texting us from Oklahoma, and we're like, oh, come on, Art. That is so cool.
I was going to say, I didn't know if your attention's turned to more baseball, softball.
All of it.
Okay.
All of it. We just think, we've got some local kids, and we're just so happy they're playing and doing and everything. It's a fun amount of time.
Yeah.
It's a fun time to that's why you and I were talking next week. And I said, I've got to come in and let's get these kids while they're on spring break applying for scholarships while they're doing all these amazing other things.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is this is the time. This is official sweet spot time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in procrastination level yet, but you're weeks away from being a procrastinator.
That's right.
I believe you have through the end of this month to get your applications. Is it April 1 or March 31st?
It's April 1.
Okay, I couldn't remember earlier when I was trying to say it's either March 31st or April 1. I can't remember, but that's the end date right there at the end of the month.
And I want to congratulate all the kids that were accepted to the Teen Leadership Institute. I think we're right around 30, Mike.
Good deal.
And the cool thing is, I think almost half of them will get scholarships or some ratio like that. Pretty darn close. Yes.
So we can help out there a lot.
Huge thank you to everybody down in Artesia that helped support.
Thank you to the down south.
Chase Foundation came through right at the end, and it was like, boom, we got to add scholarships. So we want to thank every single, I don't have a sponsorship list in front of me, but every darn person, including New Mexico Military Institute. It's just a great opportunity. But those kids, if we've talked to you and you're accepted to Teen Leadership Institute, why don't you apply for these scholarships too?
Absolutely. Yeah, for those kids that did go to the program or are going to participate or didn't. Maybe you meant to apply and you missed the deadline and didn't get a chance to do it. Well, another opportunity. Thank you. Thanks through some of our generous supporters and things at the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. We've been able to provide scholarships here. You know, we have the Linda Hayes Trust. That's something.
I hope you're listening, Troy.
Yeah.
Because without you and the legacy of your wife, we wouldn't be able to be doing this.
The Hayes family have been actively partnering with us.
Yes.
Over these last, I don't know, how many years?
Almost from the beginning, but not from the beginning.
Yeah.
Somebody said, they've been from the beginning. Well, I'm proud to say they jumped on that train, but they didn't help start the train.
Yeah.
But they're part of the train.
That
train is
that
moving.
train has kept going because of
100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So thanks to their family and their, where they took, in essence, taking something that's tragic for them and turning it into a positive by honoring the legacy of their family member and ensuring that the legacy of their family continues to help people long after family members are walking the earth with us here.
Wow.
And so every year it's more and more. Every year it seems like more money gets donated, more kids get to take advantage of this scholarship, and this year is no different here. We've got quite a bit of money that's going to be available to these kids that apply. There's multiple scholarships. So if you're a history buff, awesome. If you're into arts, if you're a person of character,
humanities and arts.
Humanities. It's not all just history. It's some STEM, some humanities. Character is a big one as part of us as well too. So if you display these desires or these qualities, then we want you to apply. If you're this is open to high school seniors.
High school seniors
to fill out, and it doesn't matter if you live here or in Tucumcari or wherever. We got kids from all over the state that have been applying for this scholarship over the years.
And we love to challenge those surrounding communities, because I'm going to say they're almost challenging our locals. It's kind of up to a balance. We've had so many, Dexter and other areas that we need Roswell to step up too.
Yeah.
These amazing students around here don't take these things for granted. These kids around these little communities. Dexter's a prime example. there's been many years in the past when Dexter is part of it, and these private schools.
But then we even get kids from like these little historic areas, you know,
100%.
Fort Sumner, Lincoln,
100%.
those areas
where
they've been kind of lucky and grew up areas where, and we all are if you look, but where you could really throw a rock and there's a piece of history sitting next to you. You know, that's kind of, I'm one of those lucky people growing up in the Maryland, D.C. area. History was all around me. And that's got to be, but kids, I got to imagine growing up in Lincoln or Fort Sumner or one of these towns that are known for a significant historical event. I imagine they get, because a lot of us don't always necessarily appreciate what's in our own backyard sometimes. But then again, also you're generally more expert in those things because you grew up around it too.
Right.
And so I'm just curious. So we do get a lot of kids that live in those, historical towns that we live in that do apply. But yeah, we get kids all over. So apply. If you're a high school senior and you're a person of character, maybe you're going for a history or humanities or STEM related stuff.
Or more than one.
Yeah.
And a perfect example, I was texting and communicating with Tyler Whitaker. If you're here, I hope you're listening. He's an amazing example. He got one of our scholarships through the history category, and he's never not been a part of the society. But on the flip side, we need to remind individuals, you don't have to like history to impact our history and be part of the historical society. Let me say that again.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a history major to impact the history of our area.
Well, it's you know what? Candy Spence-Zell, a state representative here, she has a saying, if you eat food, you're involved in ag industry.
That's right.
If you're breathing,
that's right.
You're part of history.
100%. We've said that. And I think, Mike, we were talking about it. It absolutely looks like we're going to be able to work things out and have fourth grade school tours, which is a goosebumpy moment for me. That's when but it's at that moment, Mike, when those little fourth graders look in your eyes and they realize, I'm part of history, me?
Yeah.
Oh, this is how it started, and now I'm part of this?
Sure.
And if there's power in our locals to make those connections so that at that age they'll realize how significant they are, and they have to consider coming back to Ross.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's powerful. And we love to embrace every community, every child, and that's the good part. But we want to encourage these kids. There is something to be said about applying early. So apply today.
Yeah.
You can go to roswellnmhistory.org. You will see, they're all the Google Docs.
Yeah, you can see all the scholarship opportunities.
And they're big scholarships. So 2 in each category, 2 in humanities and arts, 2 in STEM, and 2 in character for $1,250. That's a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And even if you're challenged in one way or another and think, I can't, with so many wonderful things going on in the state of New Mexico, there's great opportunities for schooling and college.
Absolutely.
But this single-handedly right here could sure help you right out here at our local amazingness, right here.
Yeah.
Speaking about amazingness, we have it right out here at our base.
Yeah.
And they support almost everything we do, and that is ENMUR.
Absolutely.
We can never thank them enough. They're part of the Historical Society. Every time the TLI Fund, what are they doing? They're helping. It's Historical Society. They're a part of everything.
They're a community entity.
They are. And I would think it's amazing for one of these kids that can go right back out there.
Sure.
So apply today.
But be understanding these scholarships are good wherever you go. You're not obligated to go to Eastern or any.
These checks will go directly to you, and that's something I want to thank Troy for personal.
I guess an accredited institution.
That's
where
right.
It'll go, so.
Well, and you know what else? Troy has said that whatever the need is, these checks.
Yeah.
And we've heard of these things. Troy always gives this example of a kid that was on a full ride and couldn't afford to get where. That's a perfect example.
And this is exactly why we have this.
Exactly. Those checks will go directly to the students.
And you talk about ENMUR, they're the same way. They're a college that serve our needs of this community. Yes. So if our businesses and our nonprofits and our education and all of our community need programs that better suit our community, ENMUR is always the ones that create and make that happen. Right. So that's something I love. That's for sure. That's something that's different. What ENMUR or a college like it provides than versus going to UNM or an established, whatever Harvard or whatever it is. that college is I mean, it uses the lay of the land. Fortunately it's an old Air Force base, so
talk about history,
drones, aviation industry, all that's very much part of the fabric of that college, and that's why it's got a unique role of getting pilot's license, doing those things that other colleges of that level don't do.
People travel all over the world to go back to our amazing air base, and I hope those kids don't take that for granted too.
Absolutely.
They're on very sovereign historical area.
Yeah.
Also, if you're listening and you think, I'm not listening because I don't have anything to do with scholarships, and that's not. I've been there, done that.
But you have family members or friends.
You have family members, or you may have the golden opportunity to allow us to give out one more scholarship.
Maybe you got a coworker that has a kid that's around a senior in high school.
So
that's looking for an opportunity to spread the
business
word.
and you could call and say, you know what, these kids have had some challenging years.
Sure.
Boy, have they. Talk about character. To me, the majority of all these students, if you're in school right now, you've exemplified character.
Sure.
You've made it here. Mm-hmm. You've done everything you had to do to make it here. So if you're listening and can make another scholarship possible, which we've had that happen.
We'd love to have you.
We've had that happen.
Sure.
So we
and this is kind of a good time of year
for that.
That's like
sugar on top, cherry on top.
It's kind of a good time of year for that because, thanks to the Hayes family and things, we're able to do these scholarships, but it also spreads the beacon where people are like, that's a great idea. I would love to help out. And then they call us up and say, hey, if I got you a couple grand, can you be the stewards of that to give out? And we do that for folks all the time.
I couldn't think of another way to honor or do a memoriam, if you will. I'll give you an example. We had some monies donated in celebration of the life of Judge Jones. Mm-hmm. Those went directly into scholarships, like with the Mexico Youth Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
What better way? We have lost some golden treasures lately, all ages, all so unique and special. What better way than to celebrate a life by giving life, if you will, and that would be education. So consider making a memorial tribute. We have a scholarship level membership. You could become a scholarship member and give another scholarship, and that is amazing. Yeah. It's not all about us. Don't get me started. We need to talk about times are hard for the Historical Society on a total different note.
We serve as a conduit for many other things.
We do.
If
you give that as scholarship money, that's scholarship money. And yes, the other day, I hope you're listening, Jason. Jason walked right in the back door and he said, Amy, it's freezing in here. Well, it's freezing in there because I like it that way.
Saving the money.
We're saving the money.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, that money that's given for scholarships, you're right. You can look at our financials every time.
Absolutely.
We may have a large amount for scholarship, and we may not have much else.
Sure.
That's still scholarship money. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Let's face it. We beat our heads against the wall trying to keep a very old and historic building, a beautiful building, but an old building nonetheless that needs to be maintained. And in ideal situation scenarios where we live in a perfect world and supply and demand's not crazy and goofy and all that, it's very expensive to maintain and to do that facility justice and preserving it the way it is for generations beyond us to go see that. It's a charge that it's not an easy charge because you've got to.
It's not.
When you do renovate, upgrade, build on that thing, you've got to try to keep it historically right. Which means things in some cases aren't techniques that are done anymore or materials that are done anymore. And so once we even say, hey, we got the material, then we got to find the labor that can actually do that technique or what it is. There are so many X variables when it comes to maintaining and preserving
100%.
a historical
Our country
facility.
battles that all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, if we put things off, let's be very clear.
Sure.
There's a thing called maintaining, but then there's a thing called if we put it off, it's going to come back. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, we're excited about scholarships. The downside is we're going to be cutting a check today to put a down payment to do more work on, the structure of our foundation.
Yeah, we have a foundation on an old building that has cracks in it and things,
and we're on part 2 or 3, or that's not part 2. They've done what they've needed to do up to now. We did some, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
We're
doing more.
Yeah.
So in
and
the
that's
lump
really
sum,
all separate from the scholarships.
100%.
That's kind of our day job stuff, and this stuff is also
We will never, it's like you say, it's a piece of the pie. We've got a big pie, and a huge part of it is celebrating our youth, living by the mission, which we always living and breathing will. Our future is our future. We're going to invest in our kids through fourth grade school tours and scholarships.
Yeah.
Separate piece of the pie. That house is a very significant piece of that pie, and we will be investing in more foundational work in excess of over almost $35,000 today, and we need your help.
Yeah.
And
we don't worry, we're not done fundraising. We got some stuff.
Not.
But here in a couple of weeks, we'll probably announce some dates and things.
We're doing a lot of fundraising, Mike.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we're taking. Thank you for one thing. We're taking a lot of loose change drive containers around Roswell. I believe there's between 10 and 20 companies that said, I want a container. I'm delivering those today. So if you say, I can't cut a big check.
That's a great way to help
every
us.
pennies, we will even deliver the container. We've got the laminated little form showing loose change drive. Give us a call. We'd love to. And yes, if you ask for one, I'll be delivering those today. It's been crazy. So we'll be delivering loose change drive containers. That's the way, or even collect it at home. Do it as a family, or encourage your kids to know that you can save up to invest in something.
Absolutely.
And whether it's us or helping somewhere else, it's never just about us.
Yeah.
We're always willing to help others.
But I know we just met last week here, so in the coming months, expect a couple events, another book fair coming up.
Yes.
We've got I'm not ready to release everything, but we got heritage dinner plans that we're going to unveil here pretty quick.
We're going to call it it's going to be a celebration of all the heritage dinners, and that's a really cool thing. So if you say, what in the heck is the heritage dinner? Maybe you're new to town or you don't even know. Please call the Historical Society. We have honored over the last 40 years amazingness. I like to use that word.
Yeah,
amazingness.
It's not just. Sometimes it's an individual. Sometimes it's a family. Sometimes it's an organization or a business or something that's just part. I mean, we've done everything from like what you would call Excel, or we've done
or
that.
Dairy, or baseball,
the Lions World Series championship too. We've honored individuals, families. Rick Kraft was even an honoree many moons ago there too. One of those.
And we've also lost some of these honorees, and we're going to take a moment to celebrate them, which I think that's a wonderful opportunity. So we're really excited. We do have a drive-through coming up, and it's going to be elevated. Yeah. That's a nice word.
But we'll talk more about that and stuff. But those are kind of fundraising stuff that we want to do for the house and things like that. But the scholarships are separate altogether. And that's all. And all of that money is through generous people that have set up and said, you know what, I want to give back. The Hayes family is obviously one of our major ones, but there are others that have stepped up and done the same thing too. And we're very appreciative of them. We've got some folks that have really, and this isn't even just scholarship, but we have some people. We joke about me and tights and all those kind of things. But thanks to some of those folks, we're able to do what we do too.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because Mike, one of our friends. Hello, our buddy from California that's, just had some challenges lately.
Yeah.
I want to say, if you're listening, Mike and I have been talking. He's working on one of the challenges.
Yes.
But
by the way, Carson Wentz being my quarterback now doesn't make me feel that excited about getting these things and much more anyway. I'm going to do it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Carson Wentz was a huge letdown from Russell Wilson, just saying. I was like, we're going after Russell Wilson. Yeah, we didn't get him. Here's Carson Wentz. Oh, all right.
Hey, Mike, it can always be worse. And you be proud.
I've seen worse.
Through our pinnacle of times, that, hey, we all have them. So we're working on that. But our buddy that's listening, let's put another challenge out there. Mike's done a lot of things. And maybe you just need a smile. I think you've had some challenges lately. I would love to partner with Mike, and let's give a smile. So we're working on one. And let's see what else we can come up with. Yeah. So give me a call. I'm all in.
Yeah, we're having
I'm all in to make Mike do something crazy and make a imbecile out of himself.
Well, and that's what I think. It's all for fun. And at the end of the day, people learn about the good things. And they learn it because I did something stupid, then that's fine with that. I'm okay with that.
For you, right?
It is. But it is. This is my show. Really, it is. Because I say and do dumb things on this show in the hopes that you're entertained by it. And then you learn about scholarships at the Historical Society.
And we've had a lot of fun. You know what, though, Mike? You may do crazy things, but at the end of the day, I've had the honor of you in more than one capacity to impact the life of others.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
And that's what
we
that,
can
it does.
laugh all we want, but we can laugh, bless, and help while having a good time.
Nothing makes me happier than when I hear someone say, man, when after talking to you on the radio, I had 20 people come to me and say something about my thing. And that makes me so happy because I'm like, good. Then what we did here today
and
was
with
the
that,
point of
this
that.
radio station, y'all make that happen. So through laughing and smiling, and by the way, Gene Dow, thank you for helping us down there.
Yeah, he
That's a
hired
cool
me, so
thing
he gets it too. If he didn't, obviously I wouldn't be hanging around much
But I
longer,
love, we're all one big happy family, reaching out, helping, and that's a perfect, Gene is helping us, and he doesn't even know it, but he does, and thank you. I mean, we're all in this together.
Well, I think by just doing little acts of things that people do, you don't realize the footprint that you carry and the differences you make. And just because you did something little like bought the guy behind you a cup of coffee through the drive-thru or something like that, those little things are the difference. You know, you never know. That person behind you may have been ready to kill himself. You don't know.
You don't know.
And then that little act just said, you know what? I mean, I don't know how many times I hear people do random little acts of kindness, and it's not even hard stuff like buying someone lunch or giving someone the parking space,
things we take for granted all the time,
and you don't realize that act of kindness just turned that person's day into something that was going god awful for them, and now they're like, you know what, maybe they got a little faith in humanity again. And that's the kind of stuff, if we all did one little thing like that.
For sure. Speaking of fun things, Mike, I want to remind people listening to mark their calendar for September the 17th.
Okay.
That's a date you're going to want to mark the calendar.
Okay.
We've got our, and we'll give more information, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, if you will.
Spill all the beans.
But the Living Museum is coming back.
Oh, good.
And that's really exciting.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, literally, they were doing research in our archive facility on those hidden.
Another great organization that does
hidden
good stuff.
gems. Man, they're really polishing off some gems and finding those hidden gems that you think I know all about. I've been here. No.
Which, by the way, I'm going to
gems.
throw a plug. If you've got a youth that loves and looking for opportunities, the Kids Arts Program, CAPS program, it's part of the Roswell Community Little Theater. On the surface, they have a bunch of kids and they learn theater and they learn all aspects of theater.
Yes.
At the surface, that's what the organization is, but it's so much deeper than that. And what I mean by that is they're learning life skills, like you said. They're one of their big things, the Graveside Manor, where they go out to the cemetery.
I think that we'll be partnering with them with that next year.
Yeah.
But
that's the kind of stuff they do, and they've been partnering with us over the last couple of years doing some of these living history events and things.
Exciting.
So yes, they're learning theater. They're learning, not just how to act and how to sing, but how to do set design. They're learning all aspects of it.
And Mike, we're
But they're also
connecting.
learning about
We're
people.
connecting dots. The cool thing about that event, then we're going to have McVay-Tellez out there all at the same time.
The drives doing
so
their
I've got to love it. So, we're intentional partnering with CAPS and the society to do fundraising, but also giving back in other capacities also. Another way, we've got a lot of events coming up. Graduation will be coming up and things. Rent our archive facility, consider that. We've done some rented it out for people doing trainings. Have a private reception this weekend and some fun things. It's a great opportunity. You can help us. We'll set it up. We'll do the cleaning. And call 622-8333 for more information. If you're listening and get our newsletter and you have not renewed, memberships are down. And yes, Fred Boggs, if you're listening, he's the man looking at all that stuff. Our memberships are down. Well, things have happened. Our newsletter went out a little bit late. And now, guess what? They're cutting expenses, but every little bit counts. And even if you can renew as low as $30,
yes, for as little as $30, you
100%.
can be a member, and all of that helps.
Just because you can't be a golden or diamond member, we just want you to be a member.
Sure, absolutely.
In any way you can, if you can. And if not, collect coins and do whatever.
And I also want to remind folks that that the Historical Society is at your disposal. If you're wanting to we do private tours and things now. That's been kind of a thing we're really have found a lot of success with, where people love.
We have.
Just give us a call, or even just come by and visit during the day if somebody's there, and we can do a private tour for you.
Yes.
We prefer you give us a call ahead. That way you can line up doses.
We really ask that you give an advance notice, because we have had an example. I was working upstairs in the archives facility and missed somebody.
But people do pop by.
Yeah, they do pop by. Pop by. If you see vehicles, ring the doorbell or call 622-8333, and we'll be happy to make those arrangements. And if we're around, 100%, we'll help in any way possible. Pop in to get a book or anything.
And in another way, we also, even if you're kind of like, okay, I'm not here to research per se or see the house, but maybe you want to decorate your office or your home with local photos and things. Our archives facility, people make donations all the time for some of our old photos and things for a copy of them, obviously, that they can use to make as part of their decor of their homes or their offices or their business or whatever.
We're really getting excited for that 100th anniversary for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, and every time I see them, I get excited. We're looking at pictures and doing fun things. So that's one, or just taking a trip down memory lane. I think that's one thing we're going to do with our drive-through. And Rick Kraft is a perfect example. When you go to his office, you absolutely take a trip down memory lane, which I think is amazing.
Sure.
And I think other offices could take a trip down memory lane and celebrate.
Yeah, and we can help do all that too.
But we sure can.
And then, of course, we're talking when there's more to come on this, but look for more about fourth grade tours here and things. We got some updates on that. We'll be sharing here in the future.
Working with the school district to get those things figured out.
But even if your child didn't get a chance to participate in fourth grade tours or they're not young yet, don't mean you can't do it on your own with your families. Just like I said, call us. We'd love to have you come by for a visit. Come see the home. Come bring your family out and get involved.
I have a sweet homeschool family that showed up, wanted a tour, and they're homeschooled. And I gave them some challenges. I said, here's the challenges. And so Dad just called me and said, okay, we've completed our challenge. What's the next step? So they're coming back. They're going to get a tour, and we're going to give them other challenges.
Cool.
I'm all in on that. So let's say you have a child that missed the fourth grade school tour. Doesn't mean if you don't give us a call. Let's say last year he missed fourth grade school tour and they said, oh, my son didn't get to. Doesn't mean you couldn't call, make an appointment. Does not mean your fourth grader that's not fifth grader would not get a backpack, because I'm willing to back that up. We have backpacks, and we would be happy to do some challenges.
We have some people that donate some great stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm all in for the challenges. And yes, if you back it up, I'm going to back up on my end.
Gotcha.
And as you've said it on the radio many times, I'm all about blessings.
Yeah.
So if any family, child, or whatever want to have some fun over spring break and do some challenges, and at the end of the day, the kids will get blessings, I'm all in.
Absolutely.
Call 622-8333 and say, what does the challenge mean? Well, you can do one sitting at home right now.
Sure.
By watching our video. If you call me, I'll give you a challenge. You can do it, and you wouldn't even have to leave your house.
Sure. Yeah, you can do it in your underwear.
That's right.
I mean, it's up to you.
Thomas, that is up to, what happens in your house stays at your house, but you could literally celebrate history from your couch. Call me and I'll let you know about more, and you can get a blessing from doing it.
Absolutely. The website you want to check out, roswellnmhistory.org. If you're interested in the scholarships we were talking about here, you'll find the applications there. You'll find all the information on which ones to apply for, what the requirements are, et cetera. Of course, the deadlines, which April 1 is the drop dead deadline. And I'm going to tell you right now, put some heart into your discussions, in your essays and things. I know I'm going to tick off a couple people, but I want you to make it very hard for the selection committee to get
that's so cruel. It's already hard.
It's very hard.
And now he's challenging to make it worse. Thanks, Mike. You're going to scare off some of our committee.
Here's what happens is they want to get it to everybody because they get such great stories. They get great. We got some fine, and they all deserve it. They all do deserve it, and you want it. And that's why we try to raise as much money so we can make it easier for them. They're like, well, just give money because we got it. They deserve it. And so if you want to make it hard, give them really good essays. If you want to make it easier, contribute to the pot so they can give out more scholarships.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'm thinking about it too, Mike, that fun Art NM event that's going to happen at the RMAC coming up on April the 9th.
Yes.
I'm really excited about that.
We're going to be involved a little bit.
The Historical Society booth is all about bow tie art.
Oh, nice.
Celebrating Judge Alvin Jones. The April month will be our Character Accounts Week.
Okay.
So if you come visit the Historical Society with partnership with CAP's booth, we're going to be celebrating history, character, all through bow tie art. We're going to have a lot of fun. wear your bow tie to that event.
Sure.
Celebrate Judge Jones. Celebrate character. Celebrate history. Be part of the CAPS program, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So put your bow tie on. Hey, if you're going to that event, throw a bow tie on.
Yeah.
And be creative and bring some bow tie art to that booth. We're going to have fun with that.
Real quick, changing gears, just we're about to go. Character counts is right now the middle of the Teachers of Character nominations and all
Yes,
that. That's going on right now.
Thank you for asking. If you say, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Those Teacher of Character nominations have gone out.
Yes.
I know Tim Fuller's busy over spring break. I'm sure he's doing something somewhere because he's always doing it, as we all are. But if you want to call the museum at 622-8333, and thank you for high five, Mike.
Yeah.
If you want to make those nominations during spring break, you can give me a call. I would be happy to email you.
Okay.
Because those nominations are going on right now.
I knew that we're right in the middle of all that.
Teacher of Character Week is the latter part of April, so it's a perfect time to celebrate character in your business, in your home. Do the Teacher of Character, honoring the badge, all that's in. Mark your calendars also, because there will be cleaning up of the areas too. Our cleanup out on the highway also.
Our teachers have done so much over the last couple of years to bust their tails to provide the best for your kids and our kids. This is a way to give back to them a little bit. All those teachers that have went above and beyond for you and your family over this time, this is your chance to nominate them and give them a little bit of credit.
Give them some sunshine.
I'm telling you, it does make a difference. It
well,
really
we're
does.
doing the character counts, and yes, we are switching gears because I'm the president of Character Counts. Shout out to Tim Fuller, that's executive director. This is the time to give sunshine to these people that really need it.
Absolutely.
So get involved. You're welcome to call 622-8333 for more information.
Yeah.
I'll forward the information on to you.
What's the drop dead deadline that they have to get those into you guys by?
That's a good question. I believe, don't hold me to it, but I believe it's April 1 too, because I was laughing. I think I'm involved with 3 different organizations that all have an April 1 deadline. I think that means I'm going to be doing a lot of work after that.
Yeah, so if you see Amy around the April 1, run around like a crazy person.
Please
that's
don't ask for favors around that time. I'm going to have a big plate, and I don't know if I'll be going home those nights or whatever.
But she'll be fulfilled because there's going to be a lot of good stuff happening
for sure. That's what it's all about.
She'll be spent but fulfilled. So.
I'll be happy. That's right.
Again, RoswellNMHistory.org. Anything. Of course, if you're interested in buying books or Peter Hurd prints, you'll find all of that there
Give us
too.
a call. Got somebody picking up a book. Call 622-8333. You're welcome to stop by and pick up a book.
All right.
Hurd prints, all those fun things.
Absolutely. And thank you for everyone that supports the Historical Society.
100%. Thank you.
Especially those ones out there that have really stepped up over the years and continue to do so.
Thank you doesn't seem like enough,
Thank
but
you
you're
guys.
impacting history, and
Absolutely.
we appreciate it.
Thank you. We can't keep doing dumb things here without your support and effort. So we thank you for that.
Thank you very much.